Hi guys, my name is Ritvik Gandhi. So I'm gonna post this video on YouTube as sort of an introduction or like a test video. So to just give it a start. Um, a lot of my friends that out there already know that I've been trying to gather some content, trying to record what's been going on in my life, and I've been experimenting with that a lot. A lot's been going on in my life, so that is one of the reasons I'm trying to document all of that. I'm not sure of what niche I am in. I'm not into leisure. I'm a bit into leisure travel and then like vlogging and stuff, and but I'm not sure. It's just for me. It's just a video diary of sorts. Um, I cook a lot. I take videos of that. My roommate knows that. I'm not sure what niche I would call my content, but then I'm just gonna start posting it after this. I've been taking a lot of videos, but then I haven't posted any of those. So I think instead of wondering about what to post, about getting that perfect reel, that perfect video, that perfect content that might work, uh, instead of trying to get that perfection before posting, I should just start posting and get that perfection on the way. So I think I'll start that. For me, of course, I'm gonna send this. I don't have a lot of clout, so I'm gonna start by sending this to all of my friends. So do watch this. Do give your comments down below about how and what you will, what I should do. How should improve my content. If somebody sees out there has an idea, shoot it out. I'll read the comments. My name of my channel right now is Riptide Rascal. I'm not sure why I chose that name, but it's been like 5 or 6 years, and it has like one video back from my college about 100 culinary terms. I think it has a few hundred views, not even 100. I'm not sure. About 2-digit views, something like that. And then one comment very recently that made me realize that I've got a YouTube channel. I should start posting on that. I try to make my life fun, and I think this is part of that for me. My life, me trying to make my life fun. The more I include this as such elements in my life, the more I'll try to keep my life, fun and interesting. So I'm gonna post this video. I want you. So basically, what I'm saying is, I want you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Especially comment that what I should do, if you love the video or not, if what you would like to see, and the future videos that I'm gonna post, if you like those, and if I should make more videos of in that certain niche about my life too. This is an introduction video, as I told you earlier. So I was born in Gwalior, stayed there for 10 years, don't remember much of that. Moved out of Gwalior in 2010 or 11. Then I stayed in Indore for a long time. Moved out for a bit, moved to Hyderabad for college. Made a lot of good friends in Indore, Hyderabad. Then I moved to Delhi too for about 6-7 months. For my internship in. Oh, I shouldn't be saying any names, but then I'll bleep that maybe. So I did my internship from Delhi, made a good friend, a few good friends over there, and then I moved during COVID. I moved back to Indore, started my life from scratch because COVID killed the hotel industry, and for us, for my whole batch, for me, we were like just about to take the first steps into the industry, and it was already dead by then. So I had to make some changes to the plan. I never thought I would join aviation, but then I did. After working for like around a year in like a Lala company, to be honest. For those who don't get the word Lala company, it's like a small business, I would say. Small business with no corporate structure at all, and it's a people's business. So you had to be, and I had good people skills, I would say, at that time. So it worked out for me. Anyway, so after I moved out from there, I joined aviation. I worked for about 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years over there. Loved my job, loved the perks of it, because I loved meeting new people every day on my job. And on top of that, the people I was working with, they were like Oh my god. I've met some of my best friends in during that job. I've had like it was a roller coaster ride over there. Um, like I had highs, I had lows, I had highs, and then there was a lot of fun too. There was a lot of headaches, like by the time I was ending that job, my job had become very difficult, you know, because as I grew more in the company, I didn't take much responsibility, although I would say, but then the job itself became difficult because I was a senior over there and I had to face a lot of, angry passengers. Mostly it was that. So, yeah, so after that, I hustled for about a month or two and gave it really my all. Because of some personal circumstances, I was like, I need to get out of it, and then I did my best, and my best was apparently enough. So I landed a job out there, being a cabin crew, and then I had to wait for about 6 months, the most difficult waiting period for me, because like I was like, when is it gonna come? When I'm gonna go? When I'm gonna go? Because it was a life changing moment for, it was gonna be a life changing thing. But then that was the last bit of um, what can I say? The last bit of struggle that I had to see before I got out there. So that period was like, oof. But then I went and got through that phase, and finally, last year, during the last 3 days, 28th of December, I came to Istanbul for my new job as a cabin crew. In I've recently got to know that I can't post about my job online much, but then I can post about my life. So I'll be trying to keep that, trying to keep it on down low, about my company and all, but then I can share about my life. So it's been a great journey. It's been 6 months since I've been in Istanbul. I had a training of about 2.5 months, or about 2 months or 2.5 months, and then in a country where people don't speak English and you only need know Hindi and English, it's a wide communication barrier. I've since I've come here, mostly I've talked through Google Translate to people. I figured out a lot of tips and hacks to survive over here, and I have, because we didn't have any mentors. We had mentors, of course, but then nobody could have prepared us for what we were gonna go through over here in Istanbul. After the 2 months of training, we had to find our own accommodations, arrange all sorts of utilities, and then get all the government paperwork out of our way. And then there was a lot of work to be done, to be honest. So once my training got over, and we had, for the period of training, we had a hotel accommodation, but then after that ended, we had to go into deep dive into the getting the house and all of that, things. So for about 1.5 months, it was a struggle. In fact, when we moved out of the hotel, my friends and me, we did not have water, electricity, uh, at our homes. We just had the apartments that we had rented, and we there was no utility on those. For like 1 or 2 days, we had to stay in Airbnb. So we all pitched in. We all stayed together at like a really huge Airbnb, like 6 or 7 of us, and then we for 2 days it was a party. And then once we got like utilities in one of the houses, we all moved there. We stayed together for like 2 or 3 weeks, like moving to house, just like that. It was also a fun time, mostly because I had a lot of friends to hang out with, and it was a fun time. And it's good that we got that time, because while we were staying in the hotel, we were all together, and was I had gotten used to waking up and just like roaming to one of my friends' rooms, knocking on their doors and like, let's go, let's do something. But then, if I would have just right after that moved out to my apartment. I do have a roommate, but then we I realized that now that it wouldn't have been so much fun, because suddenly being so alone after spending a lot of time together with such lovely people, it was difficult. Anyways, after this whole period of training, going through this hassle of getting a house, utilities, everything and all, it's been one challenge after that every day. But then finally, um, after a waiting period of about 1.5 months after the training, we got mail that we were gonna start flying soon. I'll get to that now. So what happened was, during that time we had a few meetings and orientations, and they told us about the company, the rules and procedures, the benefits, everything like that in those meetings. But then we did not have any clear answer upon how and when are we gonna start flying. But we had other batches before us, so they were giving us some clues that it will take time, but it will be there. It's fine, no worries. So we were patiently waiting. During that time, I went back to India, met with my friends back in Indore, met with my family, had a lot of fun. Although it was like just for 5 or 6 days back in March, but then I had fun. After that, I had to come back to Istanbul again, because the company was going to give us an Istanbul tour, official tour, so that we would get to know about the city that we were going to live in. But then, in my opinion, it was a bit too late, because by the time they had arranged the Istanbul tour for us, we had already had, um, my a deep dive into Istanbul, because of the accommodation and that whole procedures and all. So we had roamed about more than though they were gonna give us a tour. So there's that. They should have given the Istanbul tour right at the beginning when we were about to start the training. That would have been much more helpful and much more fun. But then, for that Istanbul tour, I had to come back to Istanbul. So after I came back from India. We came over here, and on the day of Istanbul tour, we got a mail that our flight plan had been approved, and we were gonna start flying 2 days from that day. And on 16th April, I started getting my roster. On it was call for roster. Call for roster basically means that I have to call the company and know that the one day prior, and they tell me that you have if I have a flight next day or not. So for the next 14 days, I had call for roster, but I did not have crew as in the crew transport, because it takes some time to activate. So for the next 14 days, I stayed at my friend's place, because it was closer by, and the taxi and all, the cost was cheap. So I stayed at my friend's again. But in those 14 days, I only got 3 flights. Rest of the days, I did not. While my friends, they were like super busy. They had like 11 or 10 flights in those 14 days. Anyway, so after that, I have started getting my rostered flights for like 3 months now. And this month for July, I'm not supposed to tell you anything. I've learned that the hard way. So I'm not supposed to tell you anything about my rosters, my plans, because that breaches the company's, privacy policy. So I can't tell you what's happening next. But I will, give you out hints and such things soon when things happen. But something's good about to happen. I've been flying for 3 months now, and I've heard a good news for this month. Stay tuned. Um, yeah, so that's it. A very detailed introduction video. I'm sorry for blabbering about for about a minute, I think 5 minutes or so. Yeah, that's all about me, and I am gonna start posting about my life soon. Stay tuned for that too.